We are live.
I feel an apology's in order.
I immediately apologized
What do you mean immediately?
for the madman thing.
Yeah.
I tweeted out immediately. I said, "Hand up, I was wrong."
Oh, well, I suppose, but I'd like it in person because I don't know why. Every time, folks, if you weren't with us on patreon.com/blindmike last night for the live stream, when I call Craig out on something, it's not that he thinks I could possibly be wrong. It's that he calls me a liar. He says I'm lying.
I don't even remember saying that. It could have very well been.
I'm assassinating his character, he says. So for those of you that didn't catch last night's episode, Craig, like a 97-year-old man from Dorchester, referred to the famous John Hamm drama on AMC titled Madmans,
There was no S.
to which I, of course, had to immediately correct him, and he swiftly called into question my character and said that I was lying.
There was definitely no S at the end. I said madman.
Go check the tape again, folks.
It was madman.
So yes, this has led to now people finding images. I think the same guy, Henry, is the guy with the Dolphins logo in his Twitter bio.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that found picture. He of course picked a perfect episode where corporate Craig had to answer to his critics, so he suited up and slicked back his hair.
I got a haircut right before.
So that's a good one. So yeah, if you missed it last night on the live stream, you should always be watching the live streams on patreon.com/blindmike. Almost at 400 subscribers. We're getting there, slow and steady.
We're 3 away.
Come on, folks, get us over the hump here. But yeah, if you watch the live stream, you would know that there will be a Craig of the Month Club shirt where all the proceeds will go to him. I still think pedophile is in order. I think that would be a hot item.
I hate that I can't just design it and be like, "Come on, guys, buy this one." I'd make some sick shirts.
Well, I don't know if that's what it's about.
I'm finding out.
So yeah,
no, the racist or pedophile or homophobe shirts, those will sell like hotcakes.
I think they will. I think those will do quite well. So yes, if you have an idea for a Craig of the Month shirt, feel free to submit it anywhere you choose. Instagram, actually, don't do it on Instagram because I'll never see it. Do it on Twitter.
So, also piggybacking off of the last night's show, Justin wants to call in and defend his honor. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm sure you lied about something he said.
I have no idea. I got receipts. I have receipts, though. He said he wants to defend his honor.
What did you say about him? I don't even remember.
I don't know if it was you or me. He didn't get specific.
Oh, about Tom Myers?
I don't know. Could be. I'm curious. He won't tell me what.
I have no idea what he could be. I'm not particularly interested in this, so I'd like to know what, if you can find out before we go to it.
Okay.
Because the fact that I don't know what he's talking about makes me think it won't be that interesting, but...
That makes me think it would be way more interesting.
I don't know if you're right about that, but... and, you know, again, to mention last night's program. Boy, a lot going on last night. But I felt compelled to mention this because in therapy... Now, I'll admit, the character of my therapist has been slightly exaggerated for content purposes. He doesn't quite go into the graphic detail that I sometimes mention, but I feel compelled to mention because I did have therapy moments before this program, and I had to stop myself from laughing when he said, you know, is anyone still there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. When I hear silence for too long, I feel like my computer went out.
I'm compelled.
Okay, well, you know, a lot of my issues stem from confidence and things like that, and a feeling of being unaccepted. I don't want to get too much detail here. It's for therapy, but just to give you a basis, that's what the conversation's about. And he says, you know, he lists off a few things, And he says, and the fact of the matter is, Mike, you have a woman at home who wants you in her bed.
Oh God.
And I thought, well, I got to tell the boys this one, Doc. That's a great quote. And you're damn right she does. Laying it down in the Geary household.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I remember not having kids.
This is, after he's microwaving his dinner or whatever the fuck he's doing. Wildly unprofessional.
Justin said it's referring to me saying he works for Trump heads.
Oh, yes. Well, when I found out what it was, I thought the same thing.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I'm not particularly interested in this. If Justin has anything else he wants to talk about, he's welcome to call, but I don't really care about the... Hey, you know what? Save the Justin and Craig battles for a very good show. How's that sound?
He asked for this one.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to bring a little more to the table. Which, speaking of very good show, I mean, if you want to hear three guys blow each other over doing a podcast for 2 years, we started with no listeners, and here we sit with several.
That's
what a milestone.
That isn't what happened.
What an anniversary.
I know. Came and gone. Just like that.
A rocket ship. Similar to the Challenger.
Yeah.
Yes, all of that was brought up on last night's program, but we surged forward, and I mentioned to you yesterday that I wanted to bring up. I forgot to mention this last night, but I need the help of the gearheads here because they're going to have a better memory, or not memory, but I guess memory is the right word, but a better mind for this than I will. You remember our good friend Carl from Who Are These Podcasts?
I do.
So I talked to him about me doing their podcast, and he invited me on and said, is there anyone in particular you'd want to do? And I was trying to think of someone that a group like the Minifans would appreciate. My first thought was Julie DeCaro, of course. It seems she doesn't do a podcast anymore.
Right.
Or hasn't since like June, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's the off season for the WNBA, so she's taking a break. My second thought was Ellie Schnitt. She stopped doing her podcast, but now just started some Taylor Swift podcast, but I don't know if that's going to really fit the criteria. So the ones I threw out were, I said Chris D'Elia, Sophia with an F, Jim Florentine,
yeah,
and Bowen Yang were the four that I threw out to him.
So I think the best one would probably be Florentine because it would cover your base and theirs.
Yes, sadly, I thought so too, but poor bastard.
I know.
He seems like a nice guy.
I do like his stand-up.
I've never seen it.
I've seen like clips on YouTube. I've never seen him in person, but
he strikes me as a guy I wouldn't love as a stand-up.
Oh, speaking of Florentine, we didn't talk about the roast of Luis J. Gomez last night.
We talked about it the other day, didn't we?
We talked. I hadn't watched it yet.
Oh, you have now?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I think Voss's roast kicks the fucking shit out of this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Well, you know what? I rewatched it because part of it was I was there.
Right.
So when I rewatched it, I didn't like it as much. There were a few, like I thought Joe List was great. I thought Shane was great. Zach Amico and Tony Hinchcliffe I thought were very good. But when I went back and watched it, like you could tell Soder and Bobby Kelly were just like mailing it in, didn't give a fuck.
Right.
The Ari thing, when I rewatched it, I didn't like as much.
Well, he was clearly fucked up on drugs when I watched it.
He was tripping.
Knowing what was coming, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
But I still liked it a lot. I still very much enjoyed it.
I did too. Everything about Voss's roast was hilarious. Like everything.
I guess. Yeah.
I thought Hinchcliffe had the best set out of everybody, which
he was very good. Yeah.
I cannot believe I'm saying that out loud, but he did.
He was very good.
Shane's was the second funniest because he just went up there and called the whole thing gay the whole time, basically.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Which is what, like, Shane did it better. That's essentially what Dan Soder and Bobby Kelly did by not trying.
Yeah, right.
which I didn't love that. It's like, and I heard Joe List say this on his podcast this week, where he's like, "Why do it begrudgingly? Like, if you're gonna do it, write some fucking jokes and be funny. Like, why do it and complain about having to do it? Just say no."
See, I think Bobby Kelly just bombed. I think he tried.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Soder didn't seem too into it. He was
Stoner,
trying.
I would say, is the one you could. I don't even think he wrote his jokes.
Well, a lot of them. Shane didn't write his either.
Yeah, but Shane said I didn't write these.
Oh yeah,
Like Soder didn't. Well, I go watch the Louis J. Gomez roast on his YouTube. It got taken down for some reason and then put back up.
Oh, that was the other thing too. Is the production company sucked.
Yeah, again, I was there, so I didn't get any of those technical difficulties live at the event. But
The only technical difficulty was, especially when Kim Congdon, who had her moments during her set when she was beating the shit out of Lewis's girlfriend, like that was
I
fucking.
thought that was very funny.
When she's like, "Lewis needs a coffee."
Yeah, that was great.
That was unbelievable. But when she came out and said she dosed Ari, they went from the screen that showed Ari to just the stage and never showed him again.
Oh, really?
So you didn't see him react to it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was great being there. That's all that mattered to me. I don't care about the rest of you people.
Yeah.
Um,
Justin's suggesting Bad Signal.
Bad Signal. Oh, is that Courtney Fallon?
Yeah.
I thought about that, but doesn't she not do it anymore?
Just started back up.
Okay. So here's the other thing: is his criteria is it has to have somewhat of an audience.
I think Florentine is the best option.
Although I would love doing Chris D'Elia's podcast. I think he may have done it in the past.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying Florentine, I don't think he touched him. There's no way he did not talk about D'Elia.
Yeah, he must have at some point, right?
It's that bad, like it's glaring.
Oh, D'Elia's podcast is so awful.
Dan Sullivan says, tell Craig you're going to roast Florentine's pod, then go on and trash and destroy Very Good Show.
I thought about Very Good Show too, but again, the criteria is it has to be somewhat like he doesn't want to go after a podcast that doesn't have like an established audience because he feels like that's just kind of. Then you could do that with anything. You could find a podcast with no listeners and just be like, "Look at this fucking asshole,"
Go on and just do Blind Mike Project.
That would be very funny, but again, that would be for us.
Yeah, I know.
That would be very funny though.
It would be.
Maybe the second or third time I'm on, if he invites me back, we'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Dan Sullivan, I got to apologize to this guy.
Yeah.
He asked me to do. They were doing something on Veterans Day, and I wasn't around, so I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Send me the link or the name, like where people can donate, and I'll mention it on the show." I have now twice ignored that and not done it, and now I sit here not remembering what the name is. So if he wants to put the name of the charity, fire away in the chat, Dan Sullivan. I genuinely apologize. This was not intentional.
Oh, you are not alone.
Is that what it is?
No, that's DC.
Oh, you are not alone. It's the DEC's podcast. Again, we're not following Carl's rules here.
Yeah, it's got to be Florentine.
Yeah, that's the leader in the clubhouse right now. Unless people, Julia DeCaro would have been perfect, but
yeah,
alas, she has evaded us.
See, I think Florentine's perfect because it gets your audience and his audience. Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a Barstool podcast with like I don't consider Florentine a Barstool guy,
Right.
Like I was trying to think of one that might have a little more either fun or anger. Like I was thinking of but like I think like Tommy Smokes does like sports shit. Like I feel like it's too hard to do sports unless it's really bad. Which I don't imagine any of them are that bad,
Yeah, Dan Sullivan saying it's okay, Mike. We can wait until next Veterans Day.
No, Dan, please don't play this game with me now. Don't you guilt me, you son of a bitch. I feel bad enough.
I did go on. He guilted me on.
Oh, what's the charity? Do you know?
I can find it. But I went on and like Tom Shattuck and his wife were on and like 18 other people.
Oh, really? So you got it? Oh, that's good. You got a bunch of people to do it.
Then. Yeah. We were just like kind of sitting there, and then I was like, right, see ya.
Oh, well, good. If you got big stars like Craig and Tom Shattuck, then he's all set.
I think Cully was on too at one point.
He mentioned that to me. He said Cullinane did it.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Oh, Tommy's got a dog shit Survivor podcast.
Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. All right. Thank you. Who was that? Who said that?
Box eating dad.
Box eating dad, I commend you. Thank you. That's worth looking into.
Dan Sullivan now says it's the VA.
Well, all right. Go donate to the VA, I guess. I was underwhelming, Dan.
Tommy Donahue says do Section 10.
That's not bad either.
The thing about
it would have been funnier while Steve Peralta was still on, though.
He still is, I think, until the end of the year.
I thought he left.
I think until January he's on, or was it just the season?
Oh, gee, we're really dragging out this goodbye.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Oh, well, that's another good. Maybe I'll throw that out. I thought about the one with Jared and Dallas Braden, because every time Cullinane has pulled a clip of that to play on Kirk's show, it sounds like they're stoned. Just having a conversation. Like, there's so many pauses. You don't know what the fuck's going on. I haven't listened to a full episode, but based on those clips, I feel like we could do that too.
I actually liked Dallas Braden's show on Sirius.
I never listened, but he seems like a good shit.
Well, R.I.P. Stephen Brody Stevens was on it, so I was always listening because he's was ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it led to his ultimate demise.
Yes.
So yeah, keep firing away names in the chat. But speaking of comedy and hilarity, I want to move on to more hilarious things. Oh, first of all, I should mention before we get into this, I watched Michael Che's special. I may do a full, if people are interested in my thoughts, like give a shit, then I may do a full review on Patreon later in the week. But basically, my main takeaway was that it's, as we said yesterday, Michael Che's funny. Like, I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was awful. But what I mainly noticed is that SNL crowd is a horrendous comedy audience.
Is that where he did it?
Well, I imagine that's who his audience is.
I gotcha.
Where else would he have fans from, you know?
Yeah, I don't
know. No, he did it in Oakland, but I imagine it's a largely SNL type crowd. And like Colin Quinn talks about this all the time. When I tweeted about it, someone sent me like a Norm quote or something kind of related. But Colin Quinn always talks about like this clapter that goes on now, where audiences don't know when to laugh. So when they hear you make a point, like Michael Che had a pretty funny joke and then referenced someone. Who's the girl that sings WAP? Fucking Megan Thee Stallion or whatever.
Cardi B.
The other one.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. Okay. He referenced her, and instead of like laughing at the joke, the crowd claps for Megan Thee Stallion. And it's like that type of audience. It's the exact, it struck me as the exact same audience that is more excited to see Matt Damon walk on stage as some character than any joke that's going to happen in a sketch, you know?
Right.
So I think where a lot of the jealousy comes from Michael Che towards Tim Dillon, when we were talking about that yesterday, is that I think Michael Che is a genuinely funny guy who looks at things like, he's been to Skankfest before. And you know, he's close with that kind of group of comedians. He's friends with a lot of those guys. And I think he looks at shit like that and says like, oh, I could have had a real comedy audience, and now he's had to play to this woke SNL crowd that's like 18 years old, doesn't get a lot of his references probably. So having to play to that crowd, I think is jaded him a little bit.
He's probably pissed off at two people, Tim Dillon and Shane Gillis, is my guess. Pissed probably the wrong word. Jealous, maybe.
Jealous, I would think, yeah.
Because Shane is blowing the fuck up now.
He's getting big, yeah.
He's getting like real big, in all because he
not too big to dap up your boy, but you know, just saying.
He hugged you.
He did. Good pals.
You're a monster. Remember that.
I never know what to think when like the show tweeted out a clip of us talking about him, and he liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But the caption is like, another failed attempt at befriending Matt and Shane's secret podcast. So by liking that, is he saying that he likes the clip, or yes, you have failed at befriending us?
I think he likes the clip.
I don't know.
I think if he liked the clip, I'm gonna say he liked it.
I guess.
I mean, it's pretty funny.
Well, the old therapist would have something to say about that as well. Why would you think that, Mike?
He turned that into you like dogging Alba somehow.
If he liked the clip, he liked your work, much like Alba likes your work in the bedroom.
God damn
it. Yeah, that's right.
Gross.
She loves it, begs for it.
I just, every time you do that, I just picture him whispering this in your ear.
What do you think of that, Mike?
Because his office is too close to another one.
Does that boost your confidence?
They can hear everything you're saying.
Your late night performance? People don't see that side of you, do they?
Ugh.
Laying pipe.
She wakes you up in the middle of the night.
Oh, the neighbors want you to quiet down, but you won't.
They're begging you to move.
So yeah, we were talking about Michael Che last night, and that led me to thinking of or noticing some other chatter about SNL this weekend. And the Warthog actually sent me this. Could you bring up a tweet from famed late night sidekick Andy Richter?
Sure. Share my screen so the people can see it.
Who, by the way, not related to this, I guess Andy Richter is like a huge, obnoxious liberal on Twitter.
Big time.
Which I did not know that. And if you've ever seen his work, it's very odd that he has an opinion on anything.
Yeah, he's gone from being the nice, funny sidekick to the opposite of Joe Rogan.
I always remember when I was introduced to his Twitter, Cumtown was talking about him once, and I guess this is their version of it. I don't know how to find this tweet exactly, or this thread of tweets, but I guess some girl tweeted depression is whack as shit or something like that. And Andy Richter, it's just some girl with like no followers or whatever, and Andy Richter put her on blast and was like, fuck you. And then people started like going after her on Twitter and everything, but it was like just some girl with no followers. She didn't tag Andy Richter, which means he must have seeked that out. Like very weird behavior like that, I guess he engages in.
He's losing his mind.
Yeah, but what did he have to say about the great performances on Saturday Night Live?
He said, hit the wrong button. He said, some people just have it. They just plain old make you laugh.
Which is, I mean, talk about not worth tweeting.
No.
Just retweet the clip. Why inject yourself into it? Oh, she's got it. Whatever it is, she's got it.
I haven't seen this video yet, so I am excited.
Oh, well, I mean, Andy Richter is, I think Conan O'Brien is a hilarious guy.
Yes.
You know, say what you want about what happened to his show over the last 10 years or so. But very funny guy. Him and Norm have put together some of the greatest clips in late night history. I think Conan's a very funny guy. And Andy Richter is the guy that Conan chose to sit next to him for many years. Right. So you would think he would have some awareness of what's funny, even if I don't know how funny he himself is, but he has awareness of what comedy is. So let's get a sense of what the Rick man finds funny.
Justin found that tweet you were just referring to already.
That is wild. Boy, Justin is a true blue Cumtown fan. Even know what I did a poor job of even explaining it. So the fact that he found it that quickly.
Someone just tweeted out randomly, depression is a choice. Andy Richter quote tweeted.
I like that I put this like fucking inflection on it. Like I made her this kid from the hood. Depression's whack as shit, yo.
Yeah, just depression is a choice. And then Andy Richter said, "Oh, really? Well, go fuck yourself as a directive."
Bad time to take a sip of water. Why? So she doesn't tag anyone or anything in that tweet, right?
No.
Who is this person?
Nobody.
So Andy Richter must search the word depression just to heckle people?
I don't know. This person hasn't tweeted in a few years now, basically since then.
Probably because Andy Richter fucking kicked her off the internet.
Has 500 something followers. Like he's
Well, I gotta say, that's a pretty funny thing to do to someone.
yeah.
Ruin their social media life. So Andy Richter must be a funny guy. So let's see what he thinks is funny. And this, by the way, remember, keep in mind, Tim Dillon made fun of SNL, said it's not funny. Michael Che got very upset with that. He gets very angry when people mock SNL. So this is a thing. And remember, Che is on Weekend Update. This is a sketch from Weekend Update. So let's see the type of thing that Michael Che is defending.
Hey, Sarah. So how's your time at the show been so far?
What's not to love? Laughing, comedy, New York City. But I'm not going to lie, dude. I got some feedback.
You got feedback already?
Yeah. And I got a lot of questions about the show. First off, why is it live?
Well, the name of the show is Saturday Night Live.
Don't you think that's a little scary, Colin? I could say something right now that could ruin my life.
I mean, this could have been done in 1975 when they started the fucking show?
This is so I'm guessing this is just a new cast member and this is the intro?
I guess so. Did you start right at the beginning?
Right at the beginning.
That's just how they introduced. We didn't get the intro. So the tweet, by the way, that goes along with this, I didn't watch live, unfortunately. The tweet that goes along with the sketch is just this girl's name with the fire emojis, which that's SNL telling you, no explanation needed. You are gonna laugh your balls off, friends. We don't need to tell you what this sketch is about. Just buckle up for comedy. And they open with like, why is Saturday? That's if she were doing a Seinfeld impression at the peak of the show Seinfeld, that would kind of be funny.
She looks like someone I know.
Sarah, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
the person I'm thinking of would probably be an insult.
Well, that's good.
Because I don't.
Always good to insult women.
No, that's why I didn't say it. Shout out me.
No, go ahead. We treat them equally.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, Craig's a coward. There you go. Cowardly Craig. That's February's shirt.
Are you fucking serious?
Cowardly Craig.
I always get my balls cut off. I always go say something. I get the, oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I've been censoring Craig. I didn't realize Craig was so edgy. I've been censoring
him. I just don't want to, you know.
Edgy Craig. That's March.
Craig the month better sell out.
Get to work, folks. So yeah, rewind. I want to hear this girl's Seinfeld. Like Fallon doing Seinfeld. This might have been funny, but it's like you're just saying, "Hey, why is it live? That's crazy." It's like, well, yeah, I don't know. The show's been on for nearly 50 years, so we can get past that probably.
You want me to go to the beginning again?
No, let's just start where we were.
Oh, I already rewound. I'll put it back.
All right, whatever.
I thought you said go back.
I did.
Okay, I'll go back a little.
Hey, Colin, I could say something right now that could ruin my life and yours.
Please don't.
I kind of want to. I'm crazy.
Hey, don't though.
Anything could happen. I could have a nip slip right now.
Sarah, you're buttoned up to your neck.
You don't know where my nipples are.
Well, okay, I feel like I know where most people.
So I will say this. This is significantly funnier than the Rogan bit.
I guess. If that's the standard we're keeping here.
Well, I think Colin is doing a very good straight man.
Yeah, but to what? To another straight man?
This idiot. I don't know.
Like I don't understand. The bits are like unless she's doing an impression of Paul Reiser, then I don't even understand what this bit is.
Do you hear the audience? They're laughing. They weren't even laughing at Rogan. They were just like,
what's your point here?
This is funnier than the Rogan bit.
I guess. So what?
I'm just fucking saying.
Woke Craig is a big SNL guy now. I got to debate him on whether this is funny.
Let me guess. That's going to be March. It's going to be say woke.
Woke Craig. We could put Craig in the crowd at SNL clapping along with this fucking sketch.
It's too bad my name doesn't like go into any words at all. Like you could just make fun stuff.
Craig Shells.
Yeah, like something like that.
Craigos. Bacon and Craig's. It's all egg related. That's all I've got. Really.
That's all it is. Anyone else? Anyone got words?
By the way, I did speculate, if you remember, that at first when I saw the Tim Dillon Michael Che beef, I thought maybe it was like kind of a joke between them. And then in Michael Che's special, he references both Sesame Street and what was the other thing? Fuck. He referenced something that Tim Dillon mentioned. I wish I could remember it. That made me think, like, is this a fucking work? Like, what the fuck is going? It was just weird that he mentioned a couple things that had to do with their beef.
Yeah. Justin, by the way, said this woman looks like a mix between Demi Lovato and Katy Perry and Flo from Progressive, which might be what I was thinking.
Those are all compliments.
No, this
all attractive ladies.
But he left off, but got hit by a bus on the way to the
God.
studio.
That is very offensive.
I
don't go for that kind of humor.
See,
we don't go for that here. That is over the line. Am I right, so, folks? I apologize.
Pat Lawrence loves her outfit.
Well, the joke is she's buttoned up. Don't forget. Because Colin Jost can see her nipples, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't know where they are.
Right.
Craigophile.
It's not terrible.
Craig like a good bone.
Those could be your fans, the Craigophiles.
I like the Oconee jabronis a lot more.
I suppose.
Craig Woke-oni.
It's close to something, but doesn't quite work, you know?
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is.
Well, I guess we can't really watch this because Craig's such a big fan of it. We're not going to have any fun. We're just talking to an SNL guy here.
It's better than the worst thing I've ever seen on the show.
Well, let's keep. Now, I guess we should just finish it just so Craig can get a few chuckles in. I suppose
this is above Rogan, below Sinead O'Connor.
Go ahead, play your favorite sketch.
Below Sinead O'Connor ripping the Pope's picture. All right, is that better?
Sure.
People's nipples are.
Huh, do you? This just in. Local pervert Colin Jost claims he's seen most people's nipples. Now back to you, Colin.
That's not.
The picture was funny.
All right, you know what? I take it all back. I guess this is the greatest sketch in SNL history.
I'm trying to find something good in it. Is there more?
It's very long, but we don't have to play it all. I thought it was terrible, and I thought we would have fun goofing on it. But Craig's having just such a rip-roaring time here.
This is terrible. I'm just trying to find.
Fail to see what the point of this is anymore.
I'm 2 years
this guy's
old.
In stitches.
I'm 2 years old now in the podcasting game. I'm maturing.
Yes. Oh boy, did I love hearing that. and then you know what I really hated.
What's that?
About the latest episode of Very Good Show is Magnanimous Mike, who says, well, you know, I didn't come in till February. You guys really built all of this.
I wanted to fucking I think I told him to shut the fuck up.
And then there was another moment where he said something like, oh, I wouldn't want to sick our audience on them. When you tango with the Very Good Show boys, it's all over for you. Good night. There's no coming back from that.
It was a movie star.
Oh,
he was talking about a movie star.
Not since Imus went back at Stern in the 90s have you seen the fury that would rain down on you. If you went after the VGB.
Do you see what I've been talking about? Is it making more sense yet?
Good God, that was vomit-inducing. Go listen to a very good show. Big anniversary for them.
Yeah, 2 years. How about it?
Wild times. Oh, and can I say one more thing? I think it's probably uncomfortable for the callers how funny you find them all the time. Like, if you want an audience, call into Very Good Show because laughter will ensue no matter what you say.
I enjoy clever insults.
Sometimes I think that guy from Canada, is he Killer Kowalski?
He's in the chat right now. What do you have to say?
He says, hello, and you guys are in stitches. He's like, let me get a joke out before you start fucking hooting and hollering.
So I start giggling because he's been absolutely killing Mike for about the last 6 weeks.
I have noticed that.
And it's every time he speaks, I go, okay, like, here we go. I'm laughing now. He's just destroying him, and it's making me happy.
I wonder how Killer Kowalski feels about you censoring his words, by the way.
We talked.
Some bleeps in there.
We talked.
All right.
I told him it was funnier, but I will go back and fix it if he wants.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Because he did yell at me for that.
What does he have to say? Does he have any good Craig shirt ideas? I feel like he'll have a few up his sleeve.
He said, Mike better not talk shit about VGS or I'll get the VGS private thread fired up.
Oh, God. Well, it's very funny, but it's also, that's like what Mike Harris was implying. You better watch the fuck out. Oh, and I was trying to think of why he was saying that, and it just dawned on me.
Okay.
I mean, I love when a C-list actor is on a podcast promoting their movie.
Mm-hmm.
But what I love even more is when a C-list actor is not on the podcast, not named, and we still get to hear about their movie. That was very fun for me. A full review of Paranormal Activity.
The movie's like 20 years old.
That's my point.
Oh. Dude, she's got some big ass titties. I would talk.
What's her name?
Katie something.
We still don't know.
Like I said, he goes, "It's Katie from Paranormal Activity." I go, "The one with the big cans." He said, "Yeah." That was the extent of it.
What class acts?
Yeah.
No, but you may have missed this. It was such a whirlwind, that episode. You may have missed that Matt kind of went into movie critic mode.
He's always like that.
Where he's like, you know, gang, if I may for a moment, a lot of people trash Paranormal Activity, but I gotta say, I was captivated by it. I was really...
If you get him
telling you his thoughts on this 20-year-old movie.
He's like, or he sees himself as like a horror movie savant.
Oh, I did not know that. So
if that comes up, he's like, in The Longest Yard, when he's like, "It's Brucey's time to shine." That's Matt.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I'll give him a little more room then next time that comes up.
Paranormals. That's not true. They're definitely bigger than normal.
It's still funny though.
Very good Quantum Week. That wasn't that good. Why did I even read it?
I don't even get it.
Because Matt talked about movies.
Oh, I see.
Justin's, what did he say? Me and Craig are starting a new podcast where every week all we talk about is celebrities with big boobies.
That'd be fun.
Would it?
You know what? To really incorporate Justin's other skill and passion, it shouldn't be you talking about girls with boobies. It should be Justin listing them. And you going, "Oh, yep, that's one."
She's got him.
That's another one.
He goes, Tig Notaro, and I go,
"Oh, bad news for you, buddy.
They're gone.
Olivia Newton-John.
They're gone.
Christina Applegate. That could be an episode. That could be a different. You guys, turn the tables one week.
I have to go straight man and just be like, break the news to him.
Jeez, pal.
See, that'd be a better sketch, I think, than a podcast.
I would say so. Yeah. By episode 2, I think you're done.
Give me 3 minutes sketch on YouTube. Maybe we can do that.
Yeah. So SNL sucks. We don't need to go back to that sketch, I suppose.
Yeah. Someone just yelled at me for leaving it up almost that whole time. Boobs in Star Wars equals podcast gold.
That's very true.
Yeah.
2 hot items, if I do say so myself.
I mean, I can't disagree.
You know who doesn't? You know who never disappoints?
Who's that?
That'd be the Juice. We forgot to talk about this yesterday.
I don't know how we forgot. Like, this is insane.
I'll tell you, you know what? I think if it were a more audio centric clip, then I would have been more eager to get to it. You have to see it. But I mean, people have probably seen it by now. But let's just play it real quick and we'll give us a play-by-play, Craig, of what's going on here.
All right, so all the people watching, enjoy yourself. For the blind people, I'll explain what's going on. Girls at a club, sitting at a table, dancing with OJ Simpson. He thinks it's a picture. She turns and points at him like, hey, look who it is. He thinks she's asking him to kiss. And he goes for it.
Oh, the Juice has still got it.
And there's funny comments like, oh, OJ took a stab at it.
Yeah, well, you know, a pretty blonde girl. OJ can never pass up the opportunity, can he?
The face, I just have it on a loop with the sound off now, but the face she makes when she realizes what he's doing is, oh, my head's about to roll on the ground, literally.
Well, I gotta say, though, in the Juice's defense here, and you know I'm prone to defending the men in this situation, but in the Juice's defense, she is, like, getting all amped up and saying, hey, guess who's out, baby? The Juice!
Yeah.
So it seems like she is pro OJ. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily she's soliciting sex from him, but I can see why OJ would think maybe there's a bit of flirting or something going on.
Yeah, people in the chat are saying that they can't blame him, basically.
Exactly. He was asking for it, frankly.
Killer says, Craig, book OJ, you pussy.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't done that yet, but...
I thought I asked you if you wanted me to try, and you said no.
Did I? No, there's no way I would have said no. No, you asked me about, what's his name? Malcolm Laverne.
Was that it?
Yeah, because we're not getting OJ on the podcast.
Well, what if we did?
Well, I mean, go for it. If we can get him, that'd be great.
Killer, get on it. Get on it, Killer.
Yeah. See if you can work your magic.
Please.
I would gladly stick to football questions.
I was gonna say, if we got him on an interview, I would look up his best season and like just break it down.
Well, he ran for 2,000 yards.
Right. That's nothing now.
Won a Heisman, 2,000 yards, I believe, 14-game season.
Yeah, wasn't his rookie year too?
No, I think he struggled out of the gate. I'm not mistaken. But we can all break this all down with the Juice.
He was just in Buffalo at the stadium for the game.
He was. I saw that.
I follow.
Good to see some of my old teammates. Yeah, I'm sure they were all happy to see you, OJ.
Hey, bud.
You know what else he was in? Our guy, Orenthal. I don't know why. I did not get into this. I was one of the few people who did not watch Tiger King. But season 2 of Tiger King just came out.
Did it?
And OJ is in it for some reason.
Really?
I guess they figured, killing a spouse. Let's get OJ.
Killer wants to know. He said he's on it. If he gets him, he wants a full intern job.
Oh, of course, yes.
Boom, done.
Yes.
Great negotiating.
We don't offer college credits, but boy, do we offer a lot of fun. But yeah, OJ was in that OJ was in that documentary, and you know what was hilarious? I was listening to them talk about this morning. So it goes from OJ saying like, I think that lady's husband was in the meat grinder. Cut to Sam Roberts talking to Donald Trump Jr. saying, "Do you is your dad gonna pardon Joe Exotic?" And it's just like, what the fuck is happening to the world? Where OJ is in documentaries now, followed by Jim and Sam.
But technically, I know obviously everyone thinks he killed his wife and the waiter.
Oh, you're a truther.
No. But technically by law, he didn't do it.
Oh, I got a April shirt. OJ is innocent. Picture of Craig. Craig, do me a favor. Do the folks a favor here. Point at the camera like this. Are you doing it?
I did it.
Thank you.
I got my
That's all we
wedding.
needed. That'll be the OJ's innocent shirt.
I did it with my wedding ring hand, so he knows like he's got someone to kill if he comes around.
And if you can help me out,
Buddy, please.
oh boy, these are going to be our hottest items. I think you got a nice payday ahead of you.
I hope so. We make each shirt $100, right?
Well, let's not get crazy here. Supply and demand a little bit. Oh yeah, I guess we haven't mentioned, if this is the free episode, we should tell the people. You can go to our link tree at Blind Mike Project on Linktree, and you'll find everything. You'll find the podcast links, you'll find the Patreon link, and now you'll find our new merch. We've got, I think, do we have over 30 items in the merch store?
Almost 40.
It's probably too many, but we've got zip-up hoodies, pullover hoodies, shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, sweatpants. We've got blankets, pillows, wall tapestry, cell phone cases, anything we could slap a logo on. We did pretty much.
Yeah, but because you know what will happen if we didn't put all that stuff up, people would be like, "Well, I wanted this, and it's not available."
You guys suck.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Why didn't you? All I wanted was the cell phone case, and you guys didn't even put that up. And then we put it up, and it's why the fuck do they have cell phone case? Who do they think they are?
If anyone gets that, I should check. If anyone gets that, that would be fucking hilarious.
I'm not gonna buy a cell phone case just because there's their fucking logo on it. These assholes.
I love Angry Gearhead. Angry Gearhead might be my new favorite.
The fuck is wrong with these idiots?
I don't know what you tweeted the other day, but for some reason it got some people getting mad at me underneath in the comments.
What did I say?
I don't remember, but like people, it was about me, and then people were just like, "I fucking hate him." I was retweeting him because they.
I saw that. Oh no! You know what? No. I think I know what that was. Mm-hmm. I think it was just the podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
And that was just a visceral reaction.
I'll find out.
It could have been something about you, but I thought it was just like the podcast where someone goes like, "Hey man, I love you, but I hate this fucking," and I haven't heard that in a while.
I think it was a couple people, but I always find it funny.
It's good news though. I think that means we're getting new listeners.
Oh, definitely.
New people to hate you.
Definitely. So there'll be like a new batch soon.
Yeah, you grow on them though. It seems you've grown on these people.
If I can turn Ted Sarandis, I can turn anybody.
Yeah, the people seem to like. I mean, a lot more than when you started.
When I first started, I was like, I don't know when I'm allowed to talk or if I should.
Oh God, there was not a positive. People, the most scared I was for this podcast was people would not on Twitter. They would like privately message me,
right,
and say, "Hey man, this guy is going to sink your career.
Going to ruin your career.
Being on a podcast with the guy will ruin your life. Your life won't be the same if you keep doing podcasts with this fucking guy." And they're like, I didn't want to troll. I wanted to say this to you privately so you could come up with a plan.
It was your tweet was, "It's not lost on me that Craig's Twitter."
Oh, that's right. You're right. I apologize.
He just goes, someone goes, "I hate him." And then someone else said, "I listened to one episode. You're good, Mike. Craig, however, is just awful. I mean, really, really bad." And then fucking Ted Sarandis had my back. I was like, "Oh wow,
what a guy!"
Made me uncomfortable.
What a guy. Well, hey, if you want to be a known commenter like the likes of Killer Kowalski or Ted Sarandis, all the stars we've got back here,
Kirk 5K,
Box Eating Dad, Dan Sullivan, all the greats.
Kirk 5K, shout out. He's always here. He's been a day one guy.
Oh yeah, big time. He's another one of the great PGA Minahan. All the stars.
Right.
But now that I'm naming them, I wonder where they came from.
Vic V,
Kirk 5K, PGA Minahan.
Vic V's in the chat. Haven't seen him in a few months actually.
Welcome back, Vic.
He's been.
But if you want to be one of these stars, then join patreon.com/blindmike. And like I said, go to our link tree. You can support the show by subscribing to Patreon or buying some merch. Or a free way to support the show is just by leaving a 5-star review, subscribing to the podcast. subscribing on YouTube, giving us a like there, all that stuff. All the stuff they tell you to do for every podcast, do it for this one. We needed more than that.
I said your name, Pat and Lawrence. Don't say you're left out.
Pat and Lawrence?
Allison said, what the fuck? You've been here for like a month and a half. Come on.
Yeah, Allison, the thing about Allison, though, is she's a known Minifan.
I know.
I feel like we can't include her.
Yeah, get out of here. Get lost.
You know?
Even
like PGA Minahan, obviously a Minifan. But we learned to love him here. We didn't know him from anywhere else. Allison is a host of a Minifan show, for God's sake. We can't claim her. I'm sorry, as much as we'd love to.
You know who's a great commenter? Justin Trudell.
Justin Trudell? Yes. By the way, Allison and the other two ladies that listen to the show with ladies' shirts as well.
There are.
Didn't forget about you gals.
V-necks, we got them.
Yep. That's it.
Also, if there's something you want specifically with the logo or something,
yeah, let us know. We're trying to get hats up and that sort of shit, but
I'm working on it. But if there's like a shirt you want the logo somewhere else, I can possibly do that. So message me or something.
Beautiful.
Either way. You
know? What else? What else is going on in the world? Oh, I saw Chappelle. That awful man, Dave Chappelle, was dared to donate money to the high school that he graduated from.
No.
And they said, "You get the fuck out of here."
No.
We don't want your money, you scum.
The students in his high school, his alma mater, as they say, there was a fundraiser that Chappelle was going to go to, and the students all threatened to walk out like Netflix. Matter of fact, Vito Giswaldi's on the front of the school right now.
Oh, good. Our boy. You know, it is like the hilarious irony of this is that Chappelle talked in his special about like the transgender community kind of leapfrogged African Americans as far as taking precedence in minority communities. And I think the proof of his point is that Dave Chappelle is a guy who graduated from his high school, made something of himself, became maybe the most famous comedian of all time, wants to give back to his high school. And they're saying to this well-respected Black American, "You get the fuck out of here. We don't want your fucking money, you piece of shit." Like, who the fuck do these people think they are? And I've never understood the logic of turning down people's money for charity.
Yeah.
Like they would do this like with Harvey Weinstein or whatever. And even them, it's like, why not take their money?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't get what's the problem with that?
You know who's probably super pissed is all the staff and whoever the fuck at the school that was going to use that money to get new shit.
Yeah, or pay their salaries, hopefully, but fucking underpay. I don't imagine Dave Chappelle went to a private high school, did he?
Well, they like the schools will get new computers and shit like so frequently,
right.
And that was probably their computer nut just got thrown out the fucking window.
Right. Well, no, my point though is I'm assuming that's a public high school, or is it?
In DC.
I wouldn't think Dave. I don't know how Dave Chappelle came up. I didn't think he went to like a private school or anything.
It seems probably private, just judging by the name, Duke Ellington School of the Arts.
Oh, maybe then. That surprises me. You always forget, like, Tupac's another guy you would assume was, had a hard knock life growing up.
Why would you think that?
His lyrics.
I
know where your mind went. That'll be the August edition. We'll explain what Craig was thinking there. But no, he went to some like acting thespian school or something. But yeah, that was very silly. People turning down Dave Chappelle's money.
Well, I would be willing to bet a lot of money that he's still going to donate.
Yeah, they said they're just postponing it or something, which I think is the school's way of saying, "Well, we'll take your money."
Well, they're if I was Chappelle, I wouldn't, because I'd just be completely insulted.
Yeah, no, I'd say fuck you now. All right, that's it. We're done.
Even though it's the students, it's not the staff or anything. It's not anyone that actually works at the school.
Right.
But
No, I didn't know because so that the blog about Chappelle was written by Pat from Barstool, right?
Yes.
And he also wrote the Tim Dillon Michael Che blog. And like I've seen him if there's an article about Rogan, it's usually like Jack Mack or Pat. I didn't know Pat was such a comedy guy.
Yeah,
I gotta give him props.
He writes about it all the time. I mean, fucking Roan was actually just on Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast.
Was he?
He's on the Patreon episode. I just saw it.
Does he know those guys? I know he's a Philly guy.
I have no fucking clue.
I wonder how he would tie in with them, or if they just had him on because of Barstool or something.
I don't know. I'm very curious if you come up though, because they still affiliate you with Barstool, so they're probably like, Blind Mike.
I can't imagine. I wouldn't think so, because Roan doesn't know me at all.
Yeah, he does. He fucking hates you guys.
He has something with Kirk, but he doesn't know me.
You're on the show. He's not that dumb.
Okay, I'm sure he knows my name. He doesn't know anything about me. Like if they said, "Do you know who Blind Mike is?" He'd probably say no, or "Oh, I've heard of him" or something.
I don't know. You gotta think higher of yourself, Mike.
No, I would say the same about him. I don't know him.
I'm gonna fucking give your therapist a call and be like, this motherfucker.
Oh, he knows. Believe me.
He does not walk with his chest out. He walks with his head down.
He's well aware.
You know what? It's his fucking mom's fault, I think.
Well, he's he insinuated that several times.
Who will also welcome you to her bed, right?
No.
Is that the joke?
No.
Did
Not
I do
here. Not in my home.
Did I do it right?
Not in my sanctuary, for God's sake.
But if he did, I'm just kidding.
How would it sound?
Racist Craig. Come on, Tommy.
Well, he's right. Whoever Tom is, he's correct.
Yeah, Chef Lewis. He's here. Forgot to mention him.
Just name. That should be the show now. We just name the people that are in the chat.
Well, I feel bad because we'll name all but like two of them, and I'm like, I'll say them too.
Well, Chef Lewis is a Hall of Famer. Guy brought us fucking lunch on during his work day.
And for some reason, I'm not going to say why I'm saying this, but I just want people to know that on December 4th and December 11th, we're going to be recording Why Are You Laughing in Pawtucket again. I'm not saying this for any reason.
Disgusting. Lewis, don't feel that was a disgusting move.
Whoa! Who's bringing Lewis up? I'm not saying
disgusting move.
I didn't
Ignore that, Lou.
I didn't say that for any reason.
What a pig of a man.
I was when he dropped his food off. Became one.
We'll have a guest on Why Are You Laughing soon as well, too. Our first ever guest on the program. So people will be happy. I have a lot fewer voices on that one.
Yeah, just enjoy the guests.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What else? Didn't we have another? I feel like we're missing something here.
The laughs.
No. Topic-wise, there was something I wanted to talk about, and I know the internet blew up because now it's funny. Like if Joe Rogan does a podcast, that's like trending news.
Well, in the clip, he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
Exactly, yeah, which should be his reaction. So I guess Tim Pool, Alex Jones, Michael Malice, Joe Rogan. I don't know who Blair Walsh is.
Some broad.
And someone else. There was another name on there. A couple I didn't know. But basically, Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and Tim Pool did a podcast together. And that, brought out all the Nazi convention. It's like I saw someone tweet, I wish Bill Hicks was alive so his podcast could have millions of listeners and we wouldn't know who the fuck Joe Rogan was. And it's like, if Bill Hicks were alive, he'd be a guest on Rogan's podcast.
Yearly.
Like they would talk politics politely and casually, I'm sure. Like it wouldn't be that big a fucking deal. Like this image people have of like dead comedian, like for whatever reason when a comedian dies, people lift them up on this pedestal. Like you'll see it, I'm sure you'll see it in 2 weeks or whatever it is when it's the 10-year anniversary of Patrice's death.
Yeah, we won't do a specific episode on him around that time.
Well, there may be a Why Are You Laughing about this, but I'm talking about other people who didn't appreciate him when he was alive. We'll say, I wish I could hear him skewer the things going on in the news now. And it's like, if he were alive, you would have tried to ruin his life.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend otherwise. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on. Anything else before we start to get out of here?
Pat Lawrence says that I live 16 minutes away from him. I don't like that he knows or has that specific time.
How far does everyone live from Craig? Let's start getting that information out there.
Yeah. Everyone
We'll
knows.
know if you can throw a gearhead party or not.
Everyone knows I'm in the Nashua area.
We can all come to Craig's house.
Who wants to party?
So people are just typing in the chat how far they live from you?
No.
I like that. I'll tell you.
Just
Sometimes
Pat.
I feel our chat is not quite focused enough on the program.
It's not right now. They're talking about Justin's talking about bringing us buffalo chicken dip for Why Are You Laughing? Because he's got to meet his he's got to meet his new producer, of course.
Sometimes I do feel their attention is lost a little bit, but I would let that slide if it was only threats, including Craig's personal information in the chat. Just send him names of family members that you shouldn't know.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
He gets very worried, like they're actually going to do it.
Yeah.
They're not, Craig. They're good people. I believe in these. I know you think they're dog shit, but I think they're all good people.
If this is the free one, then we have an issue.
Like even like last night on the show when I said, hey, find a picture of Craig for these shirts. It didn't even dawn on me that they would look anywhere but the show. And Craig was very worried that they'd be digging through like his mother's photo albums.
Yes.
I was like, I don't think they're going to, I think they're going to stick to business here. These are good people. We don't have a large enough audience to have true assholes. That's what you got to remember here.
We have a pretty sizable one.
Well, I think they're all good people. I think every single one of them, good people.
Let me see.
Folks, I'm sorry that Craig doesn't feel the same way that I do about you, but I love and appreciate all of you.
Is it just always just a couple bad apples?
Well, I suppose.
But I guess the bad apples like me, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. All the people I hate love Craig.
They do.
Oh, boy, do they.
So never mind.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we shove off here?
Allison says she thinks she's 47 minutes from me.
Oh, good. How far is everyone else from Craig?
Nope. People
Throw
just
your address out there to make it a little easier for the folks.
people are big into the food talk right now. Chef Lewis is whipping them up. Justin's whipping them up.
No one is obligated to bring us food to Vaulted Podcast in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yeah, definitely not.
No, that would be ridiculous. Frankly, I think you'd be wasting your time. But
do not bring us food.
I'm being serious. This fat fuck isn't, but I'm saying don't waste your time.
I'm being very serious. Don't bring us food.
But if you are close enough to Pawtucket, Rhode Island to even consider bringing us food, and you do a podcast, hint, Justin. Well, he probably will anyways. Go to Vaulted Podcast in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. That's where our boy Matt from Rhode Island does his recording. We record Why You Laughing there. So you should check them out. And he does, like, he films movies and all types of shit there. So anything you want to put on any sort of recording device, hit up Matt from Rhode Island.
Justin would be stupid not to choose him to do his podcast with.
I agree.
He's got everything you need.
I agree. Although I almost worry that I was excited to meet Justin's friend. I almost worry that Matt from Rhode Island will be too professional.
I know.
That's my big fear.
Well, no, I listen to Matt's show once in a while. And he gets goofy.
Okay, all right, very good.
He'll feed the Justin flame.
Very good. And speaking of Dave Chappelle, the free episode of Why You Laughing tomorrow is Dave Chappelle leaving Chappelle's show on Comedy Central. So check that if you'd be so kind. Leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can, and go check out Very Good Show, as we mentioned, for all the wacky hijinks that they bring to the table.
2 years. How about it? Wow.
Have I been plugging too much the last 2 days? I feel like half the show has been talking about our horse shit, hawking our wares.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, all right.
No, you know what it is? We've just remembered to do it.
Oh, I've never done it before, so I feel
We remember, like, especially merch. We haven't
Yeah.
promoted the merch in like 3 or 4 months.
I
Probably.
forgot it existed. Quite frankly,
Exactly.
yeah.
When I logged into the account, I was like, "There's money in here."
Have to wipe the dust off. Well, I appreciate all your support, folks. And
The Blind Mike project logo, this one that we have on the screen right now, looks really nice on a sweatshirt. Gotta say.
yeah, the logo shirts are up now, and we'll have more soon. So keep an eye out for all that.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with more wacky hijinks. I was thinking maybe a weekend show, possibly this weekend, if we're all around.
We're all, me and you.
Yeah. Well, and the listeners, if all of us are around to get together, I check in. You don't know this. I text all of them. So I text, box eating dad and Lewis and Allison, the whole gang. I said, we all around a little later tonight, 6:15. Is that cool? Yep.
Justin says, real quick, Mike, thoughts on George Floyd?
Thoughts on George Floyd? Boy, that's interesting. I'll do a solo blind mic because I don't know if we want to hear Craig's thoughts on the matter.
I mean,
he said, and I never know what this means. Craig says Chauvin could have gone a full 10. I never know what he's talking about.
No, Chauvin got what he deserves.
Yeah, sure.
The praise for George Floyd's where I put my foot down.
Yes. Right on his grave, he puts his foot down.
Well, I mean, oh man, look at all this stuff he's doing. That's fine. Everyone seems to forget he
The man was on fentanyl.
He pointed a gun at a pregnant lady to get shit. Fuck him. He's a piece
See
of
what
shit.
you've done, Justin.
Look what you did to me.
You've derailed the program.
I gotta go.
As we were sneaking out of here.
I gotta go watch the Rittenhouse trial and calm down.
Yeah. All right, gang. Well, before Justin brings up that Malcolm X's murderers were exonerated, we'll get out of here.
See ya.
And I think to myself, wow, what a